It's all right.
Can you make my hair look like this?
Oh, man, what you want to make your hair look like that for?
See, that's the problem with y'all today. Y'all don't know nothing.
Will you let the man tee you off? You yap worse than 6 barbers.
Let's go. We're back with another episode of the Your Barber podcast. This is going to be episode 11. I'm your grateful host, Matt Ballot, a.k.a. Matty Blades, here on a Sunday night, dedication, 9 o'clock. So let's go ahead and introduce my guest real quick. Let's do it right for him. My guy from Barber School, all the way out there in Arizona, Pete.
Man. Welcome to Blue Chips 2. Hear me? I know you see me.
You know my guy can dance. You know my guy can dance.
I got the 89 fire.
All right, man. Welcome in, man. Welcome. How you doing out there? It's still the sun's still shining.
Oh yeah, it's 6 o'clock and it's hot.
Right? You're doing it outside.
Yeah, I have to, man. I have to enjoy the heat. I'm used to it already, so it's been 10 years. So,
fair enough. What's the temperature out there right now?
Like 95 right now.
95? Oh shit, that's
95
nothing.
right now.
That's light
This
work.
is good for us. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. So how you been, man? What's new with you? I know you got a lot going on right now.
A lot. So everything is good. Family is good. New business. I opened like 8 weeks ago. Just busy, something new. You got to be there, hustle, work, do almost everything, Because right now it's me and another barber. But, we have to do almost everything. Get the phone calls, customer service, if they want water, we give them water.
Promoting it.
Making appointments, going to barber school to recruit barbers. You name it. But it's fun, man. I love it so far. And I knew it was going to be hard work, but I'm in 100%. So it's fun. The process is good.
Hell yeah, Keith. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So before we dive into your background, we're going to go straight into our opening segment called Just an Observation.
Okay.
All right. So I did this the other day. You ever you're in the shop, right? You run out of goodbyes for your client. You know what I mean? You're like, all right, man, take it easy. Take care. Have a good weekend. Yeah. Hey, be safe on the flight. Hey, take care. Good luck at the wedding, man. Good luck. Sometimes I'm just like, hey, man, take care. And I got nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did that the other night. It was just like awkward as hell. I'm like, hey, man, have a good weekend. And yeah.
I always go with the be safe, man. Be safe. Take care. See you later.
Be safe.
Yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah.
That's always the deal in Atlanta, man. Be safe out there. It's a war zone. Let's hop in to your background a little bit. So where does this journey begin? Where are you from originally, Keith?
So I was born in Connecticut, in Hartford.
Hartford, Connecticut.
Hartford, Connecticut, yeah. My dad is from Puerto Rico. My mom is from New York. So when I was 3, my parents decided to move to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Because my parents wanted to raise me over there. So we moved there. So I grew up there. I was there since I was 3 all the way to like 15.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So while I was there, I was playing sports, going to school, community and all that, and play baseball and basketball all my childhood, I told my parents I wanted to play, in the States. So when I was 15, we moved back to Connecticut. Went to Connecticut, spent 7 years there, played basketball, stopped playing baseball when I was like in junior in high school. Yeah, and then
it's tough juggling 2 sports at the same time.
Yeah, it's hard.
You always seem to have to focus on one, let alone from the schoolwork and everything.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, energy, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather focus on one thing. So I picked basketball, and then after 7 years, I moved to Arizona. Played basketball in college, 2 years, and yeah, that's how
I
I
didn't know
got
that.
down here to Arizona. Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
where'd you play basketball in college?
Phoenix College,
Hell yeah, man.
play there, and then after I graduated, I helped with the team like a year or two.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah. And then after that, I was coaching kids uh, after school, like for
Okay.
4 years in Arcadia.
That's right. I think I knew that a little bit.
Yeah, because I was doing that and barber school at the same time.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you did do that.
Remember? Yeah,
I messed around like refereeing basketball and coaching kids, but it was more at a rec level. But I worked with kids from like pre-K to like 18. So
Mm.
it's a pretty wide net, man, when you're
Oh
working with
yeah.
kids of basketball, especially at a young age. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta
hmm
set them in the zone defense. So they just want to chase the ball everywhere.
Everybody's following the ball, hitting each other, and yeah,
Right. They want to hold
traveling
the
and all
ball and
that.
they're just like, it's like
Yeah.
dribble. You can dribble. Don't
And then
forget.
they start crying. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. Then the parents get mad because you're not calling fouls. I'm
That
like,
was my next point.
yeah.
They hit the ground real hard. No one touches them, but they're like, "Well, what's that? Is that foul?" It's like, come on, your kid just fell, man. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So, how did you get exposed to barbering? Was there any like influence there that kind of pushed you that way?
Well, my sister, she was a cosmetology for since she was like 15,
Really?
and she's like 10 years older than me. So I always saw her like doing hair and all that at home and at the hair salon and all that. And my dad always told me like, "Oh, you should be a barber and all that." I
So
was
he
like,
was real
"Nah."
supportive.
Yeah, since day
So,
one, it
so
was
you
like
didn't want to do
I did not want to do that.
it. Why not?
And he will buy me clippers and stuff like that. I was
Oh
like,
man.
stupid excuse like, "Oh, I'm gonna get all hair in my clothes and I'm gonna go back home and have hair everywhere." And I was like, "Nah." So he was telling me since we were in Connecticut, we moved to Arizona. He moved here with me, my parents, to my mom. I did college, I did the kids and all that, and so we're talking about like almost 10 years. It's like pushing, crazy. I was like, whatever, and I just keep doing my life. And December, New Year's of 2017, one of my friends, back then he was a DJ, so he was doing the music for Talking Stick Resort by here by the 101
Oh yeah.
Scottsdale. So he was doing the New Year's party, and he told me, "Oh, come and I'm gonna bring more friends and all that." So all right. So we dressed up and all that, and I went there, and we had a group of friends, and I see this guy with a suit and all that, looking clean and nice. And we started talking to him and all that, and I asked him, "What do you do for a living?" He's like, "I'm a barber." I'm like, "You're a barber dressing like this?" Because we always see our barbers in the barbershop. We never see them outside of
Right.
barbershops. We
No
don't know
one
if they
thinks
have a life
barbers
or
can
not.
take it that far.
Yeah. And I was like, "How old are you?" He's like, "I'm like 25." He told me, I'm like, "Really?" And he's like,
Damn.
"Yeah." And he told me I have a barber shop, and my dad has a barber supply store.
Okay.
So, oh, okay. I was like, all right. And I was looking him up and down, like, wow. And then I asked him, "Do they have like barber schools here? How is it to become a barber?" And he was explaining to me, like, "Oh, you have to go to school. You can do certain hours, 1,500 hours and all that. It's like college. You pick part time or full time. You you go get the license by the written one and then the practical one." I'm like, "How long does it take it?" He's like, "You can do it like in 1 year if you want." I was like, "Just give me the information. Send me a list of schools." And next morning, he said he did it to me.
Oh yeah, that guy was pretty
And
helpful.
very,
You didn't
very,
even
very, very,
know him,
yeah,
really, did you?
yeah. Oh,
Wow.
just listen. And then I saw the list. I was like, all right. And then the next morning, I talked to my dad, and I tell him, I'm gonna try it. Just give me 3 months.
Relax, Dad. I'm gonna ease my
Yeah,
way into the.
yeah. Give me 3 months. If I don't like it, don't talk about it no more. And if I like it, well, we're gonna keep going.
Oh yeah, man.
So yeah,
That's
and
kind of
then
cool how your dad
mhm.
was just like a driving force from the beginning. He was tried and kept trying, and it took someone at least looking successful to kind of push you over the top. And it was like, wow, maybe I should reconsider this.
Yeah, I was like, wow, we can go far with this. There's no limit. And he was always telling me, my dad, like, oh, you should be a barber because you're good with your hands and you're good
Yeah.
with people.
I have
I'm
people
like, "Oh,
skills.
maybe I don't know." And so
That's
yeah, I
hilarious.
told him, yeah,
That's hilarious. The whole hair thing, getting hair on you.
yeah, like,
How do you? I still fucking hate that, dude. I was telling my wife today, like we went to this park at this festival with our daughter and everything, walking around. And dude, I lint rolled. You live by the lint roller, right?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
got them
all the time.
everywhere. I got a
Yeah.
husky. I got the lint rollers everywhere, dude. So like, I lint rolled my shirt. I was wearing all black today. I lint rolled my shit like 4 times before I left. And I picked up my daughter a couple times. I'm in my car driving. I look down. I'm like, what the hell? I got hair all over me still. Like,
All over,
just
all
my
over.
dog, because she's kind of in the middle of a shed too. So
Oh yeah, because the
yeah,
season.
I'm just like hyper aware. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm on the spectrum sometimes or something when it comes to getting hair on my hands. Because I wear gloves. You don't wear gloves, do
Oh
you?
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Just for the
I don't
touch
get. I
point.
don't. I don't. I don't get that problem. Yeah, it's much easier for me and comfortable. I'm already used to it.
Yeah. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know. Like right now, I got a bad box of gloves going at the shop.
yeah,
We have assistants and they're like, hey, can I get some gloves? And usually they're like, which ones do you want? And I didn't like specify because I was kind of busy.
yeah.
And they brought over a box that was a box I'm not used to using. And I was like, ah, God, these gloves fucking are terrible.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
I
yeah.
cut them every single time. With my left finger, I'm looking like Michael Jackson. I got one hand going.
Oh God, yeah.
I was going to bring you into some Michael Jackson. I had a thought on bringing you into something else, and
Yeah.
I have to like download it like illegally in order to get it on here. And it's such a pain in the ass, and it wasn't working, so I bailed at the last second. So I went with this Action Bronson mixtape that it never gets flagged for copyright at least. But yeah, sometimes I feel like I got some sort of phobia with the hair on my hands. Like, I don't know. Like, now that like these are our money makers, you know what I mean? I get so weird, dude.
Everything.
If I fucking like, trip, catch myself and kind of stove my finger or something, I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna set me back. It's gonna set me back.
Even for me, like working out, I try not to do anything crazy with my hands.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, everything is here. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like the last guest I just had. I talked a lot about low impact stuff because he's kind of like a health fitness guy. Because like I can't afford to blow out a shoulder like or a knee. Like, well, I'm not gonna do CrossFit. I'm not gonna do these. Like, I'm not doing power cleans with an astronomical amount of weight. Like,
Nope.
it's not worth it.
No.
Like, there's a super unfortunate story that happened in our shop recently. One of our like top dog barbers in our shop, she loves her motorcycle.
Oh my
and
God.
she left the shop. As soon as she left the shop, some asshole hit her. And she's in real bad shape. At least out 8 weeks. And that's like generous. And like she's all right. She's gonna be okay. But I mean, just everything you need as a barber in order to stand and perform at the level we need to is taken away from her right now. So man, that just hit me hard that night when I found that out. I was just like, man, like she's like the only person that got the insurance. So thank God for that. But yeah, I was more thinking like when I moved to Georgia, I couldn't work for a month because my license was in a limbo. and they wouldn't let me start in my shop till I had that, hashed out. And dude, I was like freaking out. Like I was like depressed. Like I couldn't cut. Like, like this shit's therapy to me sometimes. Like, I
Most
get
of the time it
amped.
is, yeah.
Yeah, it's like giving me like a new purpose in a way, like outside of just being a parent and a husband. Like, but like, yeah. So I just felt that for her. I was like, man, not only she's not going to be able to like do anything, she's not going to be able to cut. Like, and that's hard on you. It ends up being hard on you. But I
mentally,
feel like
it's tough.
she's gonna have like the comeback story of the century. So it's gonna be incredible when she comes back. But yeah, that hit me. That hit me a little different there. So back to like working out. You're a pretty in shape guy, Keith. I've always known you to be like this confident, like in shape dude. Like, like what's kind of your routine? Like, when do you work out?
So I wake up around 3:30 in the morning.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
That's 3:30.
That's from Monday all the way to Friday.
Okay, you're on that Mark Wahlberg schedule.
Yeah, you already know. Like that movie. What was the name of that movie? No Pain, No Gain, something like that. No Pain.
Oh yeah,
like
Pain and Gain or something like
Pain
that.
and Gain. Yeah. So yeah, wake up early with my dad, and we go work out from 5 to 6.
Oh man,
that's from
Friday,
awesome. From Monday to Friday. That's religion right there.
That's good that you give yourself enough time to get up and everything. That's a couple hours before you get started. Like I gotta wake up a few hours too. Like I've went over my routine 1,000 times on here, but like I need the time to just get my mind right and just break a sweat at the very least. But like, what are some of the things you're doing since we're not, going too hard? I mean, you're going hard, I'm sure, but like in a safe way.
Yeah, in a safe way. I like to do a lot of repetition, like reps. I go hard sometimes, but not too hard because I'm in my 30s now. I don't want to. You get hurt quickly, so I want to be safe. I always play it safe. I have a trainer, so my trainer always good. Tell us what to do and all that during the workout. And yeah, I've been working out with my same trainer like over almost 10 years.
What kind of stuff are you doing? You mix it up, or you kind of stick with the same stuff?
We do more weightlifting.
Yeah.
Squat. Like free weights, squat, lunges, bench press, military.
What about the kettlebell, dude?
Well, we don't use that.
No kettlebells?
No,
dude, I just got a 40-pound kettlebell.
Yeah.
This thing, dude, it's like, it's a godsend. Like, I'm like, this thing's going to put me to the next level because I've been on like a bit of a weight loss journey. I weighed 207 and like right at the beginning of 2021, we got back from Aruba and I ate like a complete piece of shit the whole time there. And I was like, this has got to be the heaviest I've ever been. I weighed myself, I was 207. I'm like 5'10". That's a no-no.
That's not healthy.
So I'm down to like 185 on like on a deficit and probably like 187 like normally.
That's good.
So yeah, I'm on my way, man. I'd like to get back in the 170s. When we were in school, I was probably like upper 170s. So I'd like to get back down to that. But before I met my wife, before I met my wife, I was like 168, like cut. I was like, I'd really like to get back to that, but I was obviously not playing it as safe as I am now. So you kind of just got to keep grinding and just like a religion every day. You guys got to get up and do it.
And what you eat too. You got to be careful what you eat. Our body changes.
The diet's big.
Yeah.
I ate a turkey leg at this festival today, and then I got a Greek salad when I left. That's all I ate today. That's it. I think I drank a protein, like a little muscle milk thing. I've been liking these muscle milks. I got like a 50-pack from Costco. It's like zero bullshit in it, like zero sugar.
Yeah.
Those used to be like terrible for you, I remember, but they kind of cleaned up their act.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, man. So what time you go to bed?
Ooh, I tried to go to bed like around 8:30, 9, the latest.
Man, that's what's hard.
Yeah, that's the hard part, to go to sleep early.
Dude, I
'Cause
was
you wanna
working in the
you
shop on
Mhm.
4.5 hours of sleep Saturday morning. Saturday, I worked in the shop, and like towards the end, I was like, man, I got like a headache. I don't know. My wife and I, we get into these shows, and then like our daughter goes to bed super late as it is. So
Mhm.
that's our problem. Our daughter goes to bed too late, and then it's like finally
And
our
then
time, and then we just like
mhm.
don't want to let go of it. So yeah, it's just like, oh shit, the new episode of Love is Blind is out. Like what?
One
We just
episode, and then you finish like 4 episodes after.
right, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
I'm like, babe, it's 1 o'clock already. The show's an hour and a half. How are we gonna it's not for bed. Come on. That's something we're
Yeah,
working on,
yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, it's not easy.
we'd like to get a little better on that for sure.
Yeah, 'cause it's hard to go to work tired.
Yeah, you gotta show up to work. Sometimes when you know it's the last day of the week, like that, that gives
Mhm.
you that extra little push. You're like, all right, just get through this, and then we can recover
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, have you ever hurt yourself? Like, set yourself back
Uh,
that may have prevented you from, doing your barber duties? Being
maybe
in
like,
shape helps. Working out,
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah,
it prevents
yeah, yeah.
injury.
One time I just my hamstring. I just pulled my hamstring a little bit,
Oh yeah,
but it was bothering me for a couple of days. But then I was good. That's the
that's a lingering thing usually too. It's like,
Yeah. I was doing a sprint, and then my pull my hamstring a little bit. That was the only thing that I can remember. But I invest a lot in in my body. Like I do groceries. I buy the right thing. I drink
absolutely
water most of the time, all
water.
the time. I go to the doctor every week, like the chiropractics.
Oh, you got
I
a
go
chiropractor?
every Monday, every Monday, to fix
Oh hell yeah, dude.
my hip and everything else. Because we
Your hips
always
bother
moving,
you?
we get well, because I had a bad form for all those years beginning on school, barber school and
Yeah,
barbering too. Like, you get bad habits with your body, so start
absolutely.
creating a form and a shape that is not good and healthy for you. You start getting knots, you start getting back pain, lower pain, and all that. So I started going last year to the doctor and fixed almost everything. Feel
Yeah,
way better.
I had a chiropractor in Pennsylvania when I worked there I finally bit the bullet. The guy, he was like a younger guy. Everyone was kind
Hmm.
of talking about him, and I'm like, I'm gonna go. He's 2 doors down. What excuse do I have here?
Hmm.
And I was so glad I started going, and then like I moved like right after, and it's like, damn. He told me this is like there's a big chiropractor school in Atlanta though, or in Georgia in general.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's
It's
a
a big thing
bunch.
for them down there. Yeah, 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 yeah.
There's one near me, but like she tries to do this like subscription model. Like, you pay a fortune, for a year or a monthly thing. I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to go and
Hmm.
like I'm just trying to like get a session probably every other week or so. It
Hmm.
depends, but I've been doing pretty good. You know, one thing I
Hmm.
do a lot. My neck is always bothering me. My neck. I kind of have a sciatic nerve thing that I've on and off. It comes in. I've kind of
Yeah.
focused a lot on stretching every morning and doing things like
Oh
that.
yeah, that's very important.
And just like
Stretching.
correct posture when you're cutting is big.
Hmm.
Like pump up that chair a little more. Like
Yep.
even if I'm
Yep.
like running behind rushing, like I don't bend over more. I just like bend my knees. Like you ever see
Yeah.
Vic Blends on Instagram? Vic
Oh, the
Blend.
white kid.
Yeah, yeah. He's from
Yeah,
Atlanta,
yeah,
or he lives in Atlanta now. But when he's cutting in the streets, you see him. He's like doing a split
yeah.
just to
I
like
don't know how
lower
he can.
himself.
Yeah.
So I do something like that, or just kind of like get in a squat form, just like quick neck shave.
Especially for the kids.
Oh, no more kids for
Yeah.
me, man. I'm blessed in that regard.
Yeah,
I put in my
I got no
time there.
option now. Yeah,
No, not
I got
yeah.
no option.
You gotta
Yeah,
take everyone, and you
but
can't.
I charge them the same amount of that I charge to an adult.
Yeah, that's
Because
the
it's
right way
hard.
to go.
Yeah, it's the right way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they can be
yeah,
very
yeah.
difficult. They make you earn it. That's for sure.
But as a barber, they have to take care of their body. That's like number one. Not only
Absolutely.
barbers, everybody else, but we're always standing, we always like greeting people next to people. You need to smell good, you need to look good, because they come to you to
Absolutely.
look good and feel good. So you have to be
Right.
showing and selling that image.
Yeah, sometimes barbers were like the last ones to take care of like our hair and like beards and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
like you have to it's a fine line. Like, you can't bum it every day in there. You gotta
Yeah,
go up clean because
you got to
sometimes
be
that
sharp.
first time client comes in and they see your beard and I remember having so many new clients and them just saying like, honestly, I saw your beard and I was like, okay, I think I'm at the right guy. And
Hmm.
he's like, do you do your own beard? I'm like, yeah. Or who does your beard? Me. He's like, all right,
Yeah.
we're good.
We're good hands.
But I did
But
the guitarist. There's this country band called what is it? Little Big Town. Have you ever heard of
hmm
them?
nope.
It's a pretty big country band, Little Big Town. Like I've heard of them. I'm not a country fan by any means, but
Same here.
the guitarist came in for him the other day or yesterday, and he's like, I'm like, what do you do, man? I'm the guitarist. We're playing at the Fox Theater tonight. I'm like, oh shit, that must be a pretty decent guitarist. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
what kind of band you in? He's like, big Little Town. I'm like, oh shit, I think they're pretty big. He's like, yeah. But the guy was just such a nice guy, and he really he made me feel like I was famous. Like he was just so
Wow.
impressed. I couldn't get him to stop talking either. That was the hard part, dude. Like
Oh, yeah, that's the hard part.
doing his
I just tell
beard.
them, yeah, I just tell them, let's be quiet for a little bit. Let me just fix some stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Sometimes,
keep going. They keep going.
yeah. Sometimes if you're just like you want to be nice, you just gotta take control of the conversation. just, just
Hmm.
keep talking and be like, all right, I'm on your mustache here. Sometimes I hold their face and they get the point. Sometimes I'm like, all right, let me hold you
Yeah.
still here.
You go like that in their mouth, like, quiet,
Yeah. We do that.
quiet.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, dude, I get all these movie dudes in here sometimes, and
Oh, yeah,
it's
because that's a big market down there. They make a lot of movies down
they do all these Marvel movies right in the parking lot where our customers usually park. They're doing
there.
it's either Captain America or Blade. They're doing right now. So,
Yeah.
I saw not too long ago you
Mhm.
had quite the celebrity yourself come to cut there, Mr. Andy Pettitte
Oh,
himself.
yeah, Andy Pettitte, man.
How was that, man?
Yeah. That
How'd you
was
handle that one?
Man, that was unbelievable. I could not believe it because I grew up, watching the Yankees play. I'm a big Yankees fan.
Yeah.
And he was here because he was part of the coaching staff for the USA baseball team.
Oh, okay.
So he was the coach for the pitchers.
Nice.
So they were here for like a week and all that. And so I had to go to the hotel and take care of him.
How'd you get in touch
And
with them? Like, how did he reach
so
out or how'd that work?
So one of my clients, Steve, he used to live here in Arizona, and then he moved, I think, last year to Houston, Texas. But he is married with his niece, Andy Pettitte's niece.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a great connection
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, yeah. So he was here in Arizona, and he was looking for a barber. So they reached out to me, and then we set up the time and the day, and I closed the shop. No, I didn't close it because I left my older barber there
Yeah.
working. I told him I'll be back. I'll be right back, and I went to the hotel and took care of him. and yeah, it was great experience. We were talking and took care of him. He loved the haircut and everything, so it was
Do
good.
you do a lot of house calls or like that, like a travel?
No, I only do something special, something like that, or an emergency. Something like
Yeah.
very like the person cannot come to the shop. I do that, but that's very rare.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah, yeah,
seldom
yeah,
for me too. Actually,
yeah.
I honestly never do it. If like
Hmm.
a living legend and idol like Andy
Yeah,
is to
something like
you,
that. Yeah,
yeah, say
yeah.
less. I'm down. I'll do it for sure.
Hmm. But I'm more
But
comfortable, yeah, in the shop. Yeah.
yeah, it's like you don't have your right things going on. Like it's
Hmm.
very difficult
You
to
can move the chair. You see the
produce the
angles.
same kind of work.
Yeah,
Um, what
yeah.
were your nerves like, man? Did you have a lot of anxiety going into that, or like,
So I used to work in Scottsdale before I opened my shop. So I used to get a lot of famous people.
right? I was
So
gonna
I'm
touch
just
on that.
Yeah, so I just got used to it. I'm like, hey, they're just normal people. In my
Yeah,
mind, I just take care of him. Like if I get a new client, they come in, I don't know who they are, but I just treat them like a normal person.
exactly.
And I
That's
just
all they
do
want
this,
too.
yeah, and I just do the basic how I learn in barber school and how I do things. And yeah, just simple stuff. Just keep it simple and yeah, just doing my thing the way I do my job.
I get more nervous
Uh,
cutting other barbers than I do celebrities
really?
because yeah, it's just something in me is just like I don't know. I know they're gonna be hyper analytical. We
Yeah.
see shit with a different set of eyes sometimes. Like
Mm-hmm.
and I start just like getting like a tunnel vision type thing going. Like I
Yeah.
just like I gotta focus
Zooming.
here. Like, yeah, I gotta but
I'm just so confident about the way I do my job. I'm like, that's how I do it, and that's my style.
right.
If you like it, good. If you don't like it, that's fine too. I'm not gonna cry about it and be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always done pretty decent with the celebrity. Like that guy the other night, he's
Hmm.
the guitarist, he was like, when it was time to pay and everything, he saw the price and he was just like, I feel like you did more. Did you do anything like extra for me? Like, I felt like you did more than what I'm paying. And I'm like, nah, I just
Yeah.
gotta do this for everyone, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, all right, all right. So, I mean, he tipped me 100% tip. So that's cool. And he also tried
Yeah.
to give me 2 tickets to the show that night because he
You
kept
see?
hanging out at the bar. We have a bar and
Oh, nice.
he kept hanging out. And, I went and got like parking validation for someone. I walked by him and he was like, hey man, I reached out to some people and I was trying to see if I know you're probably busy, but I mean, I got you 2 tickets. I can get you 2 tickets if you want. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I was like, ah, man, like we're not from here. We don't have any help. We got a kid. So obviously
Yeah.
we're out. And we went and saw Super Mario Brothers instead,
Way
which,
better. I saw it too.
which was good. I liked it. I like how
Me
they
too.
make it
Me too.
enjoyable for adults too.
Hmm.
I like
It was
how they
like
did
watching a game.
yeah, exactly. There was some like even the music, you get the star
Yeah.
power.
Hmm.
But
Him getting stronger and big. Yeah.
yeah. I like how they kind of took did you ever see the old movie? Remember the old like live
Yeah.
movie that
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
so they kind of took that, right? They're plumbers and like Brooklyn and they find that warp in the sewer. I was like,
Hmm.
oh, they took that from the old movie, I feel like.
Oh,
I'm
the
like, that's
original one.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I
They
thought
had
that
a
was
lot of
cool.
Easter eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They try to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
But it was a great
yeah,
experience taking care
yeah,
of
good
him.
experience, Andy Pettitte, man. That's cool. We got that
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
I'm
met
sure
his
you'll get
son and
oh, you met his
everything.
son too?
Yeah. 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 It was good. Good experience. We were just talking about baseball and all that. And cool
Right.
people. They're just regular people like us. Like
Absolutely.
I got to the room and he was asking me like, where do you want to cut my hair at? And the room has a lot of like carpet. I was like, it's not gonna be good for here. I'm like, we just have the bathroom, and they're like, yeah, let's do it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like
Bathroom's
people would think like,
class.
oh, you cannot do that with that type of people. No, they're just normal people.
It's where you're gonna get the best lighting, probably.
Yeah, that's the best. Then I was just rotating, like look at the shower, look at the mirror again, like moving around.
We'll make it
And
work.
yeah,
We'll make it work.
we make it work and happen. And he was very grateful too, because
Oh
you
yeah,
show
man.
respect and you just do your job. And
Anytime I
yeah,
get any kind of sports people, like coaches or players, like I like validating what I know through them. I'm
hmm
like, yeah, the guy, he's got a cover 4 scheme. And they're like, yeah, yeah. How'd you know that? I'm like, I watch the press conferences.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
always makes me feel good when I validate that kind of shit.
yeah.
It's the same thing with like chiropractors. Like I'll probe them the whole haircut. I'm like, dude, so what do you think about like, should I get the frozen water bottle and put it like on my foot if I got plantar fasciitis?
All those questions.
Yeah, I'm always like, I know you're off the clock, man, but
Give me some tips.
yeah. I always make sure I give my those people my business cards too. Those, the
Yeah.
movie people. Like that guitarist, he
hmm
was so impressed with that dot card. I got one of those dot cards. So you
Oh,
like
me
tap
too.
the phone with
That's
it. Dude, those are great.
that's the best. Yeah, the best thing you can do ever. Like
Absolutely.
yesterday, I had my polo with my business logo, and I went to get some shoes and all that. And the guy asked me, and I have the car. I'm like, just get the link, and he went in, and we talk and all that.
Oh yeah, man.
That's it's always connections or communication. That
Yeah,
you
that goes
always
a
gotta
long way.
connect with people. Yeah, that's how you get to places. That's how you get everything in life. It's who you know.
Nice. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
Rewinding to barber school real quick. You were an inspiration, not only because you kind of held yourself in a confident way.
hmm
So, you always, and there's things we don't know. There's things we fake the funk a little bit sometimes. You know what I mean? But you always
Yeah.
look like you knew your shit for sure.
Always.
Uh, you were an inspiration to me because just like you, I took forever to get through. And I was
How long
like,
did it take you? How long did it take you?
oh,
It
dude, it
took me
took me
like
like a year and
18
a
months.
half.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I was just traveling all the time. I was doing part time and traveling. I was
yeah. No,
like,
having a
yeah.
little bit of perspective now on you, I did, you were sort of like, you kind of dipped in the beginning, at least. You were like, ah, man, I don't know. Your
Yeah.
dad always came into the shop too. I remember too. That was cool.
Always. He's the one that I took to go to take the test.
Oh,
The
yes, that's
practical
right.
test. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
that that took a lot of pressure off of you.
hmm
I
Yeah.
brought the dude that did my logo actually. He was
Oh
just
yeah.
this cool dude, kind of shy, introverted, but I kind of like understood him a little bit. Like I kind of
hmm
he cracked like little jokes here and here at work, and no one would laugh, but I always kind of peeped it. So yeah, I worked with him at Amazon. I'm like, Robin, you want to be my model? I'm like, you get a
Yeah.
couple of haircuts for free before you start coming in the shop. You get them for free, and he's like, yeah. So yeah, I felt pretty comfortable cutting him up.
I
So
remember for Tony,
yeah.
I found Tony's model for him.
Oh really?
Tony was looking for someone, and I got him a
I
guy.
remember that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, I got a guy. Who
yeah.
was it?
It was a friend that I met at the gym, like couple of like
Oh,
years
okay.
before I started barber school. And Tony, I think he put something on social media, and I reposted, and my
I
friend like
remember that.
hit me up. I was like, oh, just that's his number, and yeah, never
So
forget that.
when you finally graduated barber school and everything, what was your first shop? Was it that cutthroat place or you start somewhere
The
else?
I started at Nico's Barbershop
Oh, that's
in
right. You were in
Gilbert.
Nico's.
I was there
Shout
for
out
like
to
8 weeks.
Nico's.
Yeah,
Shout out to
I was
Mesa
there.
Barber School. Shout out to Nico's.
Blanca, man, Blanca helped me so much, man.
I saw
She's still
Blanca.
helping me.
I
Yeah,
just saw Blanca on another podcast.
yeah, yeah. I
She
saw the clip. Yeah.
Yeah, she got broken into the podcast world there a little bit. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't even
I
know
saw
that
her like
podcast.
yeah,
This is an
me neither.
Arizona Barber podcast. I actually talked to them that it's the guy that owns Leonetti's. I'm trying to think
Oh
of his
really?
name. Yeah, it's the guy that owns Leonetti's, and we
I have
always
to go.
yeah.
Yeah, I have to go there tomorrow to buy some stuff.
There you go.
Yeah.
I still have this clipper comb I can't get rid of because I love it so much.
Me
Like I
too.
got like 3 or 4 clipper combs, but like that's the one I'm like, let me go back to this. Screw these other.
You get so used to it.
Yeah, they used to come in
Yeah.
the shop I worked in, House of Blends. Shout out the House of Blends in Arizona. They used to come in there and just ask us if we need anything. It was never the guy that runs it. It was kind of like his number 2 or
Someone
whatever.
else, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was kind of cool. I was kind of surprised to see that. And yeah, it's podcast shit, man. It's starting to
It's growing.
open up.
Yeah.
To open up, especially
Yeah.
in barbering. So that's I applaud that. It's cool to see. So you started Nico's. Where'd
I
you
was
go
there for
after
8
Nico's?
weeks. I was there for 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, and then David from Cutthroat, he saw my barber page. So he messaged me like, "Hey, we're looking for a barber and all that." I was like, "Really?" I'm like, "All right, just send me the location and I will go there next week or something like that." And I did that and I went and I was like, "Man, I want to work here," because it was, it's a busy shop, it's costly, more money, more
They
clients
had
and
like
all
a
that. And
DJ and stuff in there. It was a pretty nice shop.
yeah, yeah. We have a bar. They have a bar over there.
Oh, they got a bar
Uh,
too.
yeah, and it's in the middle of Old Town, so you have the clubs there and people walking in and out all the
Hell yeah.
time. And I told David and Eric, the owner, I was like, "Hey, I I just got out of barber school. I have no experience. So
Yeah.
if you guys take me like this and David becomes my mentor, I'm down. I'm willing to learn and get better and all that." And
He was a
yeah,
barber as well.
yeah,
Hell
and they
yeah, man.
took me in, and yeah, I sat right next to David, and I was there for 4 years. 4 years.
That's awesome when you have a
Yeah,
mentor like that that's cutting,
yeah.
and
I tell
you're
people
kind of
you need a.
reflection of your surroundings as a barber. Like,
Hmm.
whoever you're working next to, it seems you always pull something from them. You know what I mean? No matter how small it
Always
is.
something. Yeah, anything, anything, anything. And
Right.
yeah, I was there with him and learning and grinding all the time. All the time. Building that clientele is not easy, but you just gotta be consistent. You
How
gotta
long did
show
you
up
work
all the
there?
time. 4 years.
It was like 4 years. Wow. So yeah,
4 years.
basically the
Went
whole
went
time
like
until
that.
you made the leap.
Yeah.
So let's hop into a segment I got. It's called Barber Cheat Codes, and it's kind of related to what we were just speaking on, right?
Yeah.
So my cheat code for this episode is just adding things to your repertoire and just trying new things, right? So try, we all got our system, our go-to, order we like to do things. But sometimes try things in a reverse order, maybe, or maybe do a couple steps one way and then go reverse the other way. Try something different, incorporate a new tool, pull something from your buddy next to you, from your mentor. And
Yeah.
just if you try it, even if you didn't end up using it, no matter how small, but over time, you're going to develop, you're going to refine your system more and more. If you decide to just try something different, something you may have seen online, something classes you may have paid for. Obviously that's going to, go the full way with it. But if you don't feel like investing the time or money into going to some class or paying someone to kind of show you something, then just try it. And you're gonna over time develop that new technique or that new order or that new way of, completing a haircut. And, you may have knocked off a couple minutes doing it the new way or, whatever that may be. But yeah, that's the cheat code for this episode. Just add something, no matter how little. Keep adding, always evolve.
It's all
So
about the details.
right. Yeah. And you try to prioritize and expedite those details, and there's always a better way, there's always a faster way, and you just got to keep being curious about it. So when you were a cutthroat, did you kind of try those new things along the way, and like did you
Oh
pull
yeah.
them from David a little bit?
From David, I learned so much, especially like the
What
way
was an
he
example of something you pulled from him, especially early on, that kind of helped you out a lot?
the way he will mark the lines on the beard,
How does he do
he
that?
just so he just grabbed the cheek, right, of the person, and
Yeah.
he just put the blade. He doesn't move the blade. He just put the blade there, and then he pulled the cheek up. So
Oh,
when
I
this,
do that with the razor.
so
I
he
do
does
that
that
with
with
the
the
razor a
razor,
lot.
but he does it so great that that line comes so sharp and clean, and no hair is like unbelievable. And he
I
will
like
take his
doing
time
that
and
with
do
the
that.
C cup. I like doing that with the little hook there,
Okay,
especially if they're not laid back.
I
If
do
they're
it for
standing
everything.
up, yeah,
Oh, the
you
whole
got to put in
thing, the
that hook.
back, moving that
Oh,
skin.
yeah, that's a big cheat code there.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I think
Cause
I
he,
pulled
yeah.
from Frank, one of my early
Mm-hmm.
mentors at House of Blends, you know, we learned clipper over comb from Blanca, that foundation, you know, for sure. But like, I never really messed with it. He kind of like made me realize, he's like, you can do clipper over comb with a guard on. And I
Yeah.
was just like, kind of like, yeah. Why didn't I think I could do that? Like, so sometimes that kind of gives you a little more room for error. Now I like
Mm-hmm.
to use, I like to clipper over comb with like the blade closed a lot with like my
Oh,
masters or
okay.
something.
Yeah.
That's typically how I do it. But every now and then, if I want to soften things a little bit, or I just want to play it safe with someone maybe I haven't cut before, I'll put on that like one guard on top of the master and kind of maybe close it or open it, play with it. So yeah, man, little cheat
Yeah.
code on that.
Yeah.
So, how long were like the haircut times at that shop?
35 minutes.
35. Interesting. Instead of
Yeah.
5, was the 5 adage just kind of a little buffer to just maybe get some time back or time to clean
It's
up, or I wonder
time to
what the
talk a little bit more.
right. That's my
Yeah.
problem, man. It's hard for me to stop. But that's how we gain. That's how we retain those guys. You got to be likable. You got to relate to them.
You need to create that relationship with your client.
Absolutely. You're learning about them. You're learning about their
You
family, their
you
background.
you learn what they do. You know what they like, what they don't like. So next time they come, you know what to talk about. You know.
Absolutely. Sometimes I forget,
Definitely.
though.
Thank thank God I have a good memory. So.
Me, I don't know what it is. It takes a good 3 times for
Yeah.
me to actually, sometimes for me to invest my memory into you. Like if you come once and I don't see it, it's like, yeah, man, like
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
that
hard.
happens to where like it's like, all right. So everyone's first time in, no matter how hard I try, sometimes it doesn't register in my mind until about the 3rd time you're in. I'm like, all right, now you're my guy.
Mm-hmm.
How was your trip to Hawaii that you took last time you were in? Like, I always seem to remember the trips, like where they went, because that's like the number one client brag almost. They're like, yeah, I went to Toronto this week. I went to the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
They're always talking about where they're going.
You
So
never
like,
go wrong asking about the family.
oh yeah, you can never go wrong
Yeah.
there. That'll strike up some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like polling my clients. I'm like, all right, man, give me your top 5, like whatever. All right, give me your top 3 mob movies. Go.
Yeah.
Like that. And that'll keep them at bay for a while. So
Yeah.
what are some of the things in that 30-minute window or so that you like prioritize the most? Say like you want to hit that top length right the first try. Like what are some of the things you prioritize? Make sure that lineup's right, like first and foremost. Like what do you kind of
Uh,
put weight into?
First of all, I put water on their hair if they have like long hair on top or not, because I want to see how their hair moves. You know, which direction. Because sometimes clients they don't know how to comb their hair, so
Oh no, yeah.
I just check where their hair is going, how they look better, and I start asking questions. Do you like your hair like that? You want it to move like that? Stuff like that. When I have that in mind, that I know how to work with their hair, I just start with the sides.
Yeah.
Start with the
I always ask
sides
them,
and
how
all
do you
that.
style your hair? How do
Mm-hmm.
you style your hair? And that kind of like forms an idea for me pretty fast.
Yeah,
Sometimes
those.
I ask, one thing I ask
Mhm.
sometimes is, do you have a comb? Do you use any kind of comb or brush at home? Because especially if they have some sort of part, I feel like that's important because sometimes they don't. It seems like that
Mhm.
happens more and more often. He's like, no, I just use my hands. I'm like, dude, you can't even like find your part that way. Like,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
rock a
yeah.
part, you should probably get something that helps you part it.
Hmm. Sometimes
But
they
yeah,
like it all together and stuff like that. But yeah, I
yeah,
start doing that and start going on the sides. But those first like 2 4 minutes, I just talk to them. What do you like? What you don't like? You know, their hair and all that. So once I start, I know and I have an image of what I'm gonna do with them. You know, because I don't
absolutely.
like to start working and then be like, "Oh, do they like this? Should I do this?" Nah, because that's how you make mistakes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I'd say those.
Consultation is always key.
Yeah, I take those 2 4 minutes, just talk to them, see their hair, and then before I start explaining what I'm gonna do and all that, and then yeah, from now on, so you don't have a problem in the future, you know, like oh, but I don't like this. Well, I told you I was gonna do this, you know, so you can have that
Right.
defense on you, you know, and protect yourself.
Absolutely. That's a good
You
shield
have yeah,
for them.
you have to always protect yourself and communication all the time. I'm gonna do
Sometimes
this.
I
Do you
double
like it?
check
You know.
during the haircut.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you,
Always.
I'm like, okay, you want like that, right? Like, yeah, and like sometimes I won't even do the beard consultation until I'm on the beard. That kind of
Yeah.
like gets me rolling, so I don't, waste any more time because I go, I
Mm-hmm.
take a while, dude. Like I've gotten a lot better with like getting in the time. You have to
Yeah.
sacrifice some sort of quality, but um, yeah, I've gotten a lot faster in prioritizing, and sometimes I just have to shut up. I have to stop talking because yeah, dude, I had a rough Saturday at staying on time. I had a good week, but like Saturday, it's like, Jesus, can I do a haircut in under an hour today? And I think it was because of that lack of sleep. It all comes to taking care
Yeah.
of yourself. At least
Yeah.
for me, I like being consistent with my
Mm-hmm.
routine and just waking up and taking care of myself. And it ensures that I'm going to perform a lot more consistent as well.
Yeah. Keeping a
So,
routine is gonna help you a lot. Yeah.
absolutely. So, like, what was like that moment when you decided you were going to commit to opening your shop? Because that's a big leap. That's the leap we all dream of, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So when I graduated from barber school, I always put a timeline in my mind. I was like 3 4 years, and I have to open my own shop. 3 or 4 years, you know. But those 3 4 years, I have to like learn, get experience, you know, get better, create my own style, my own way of customer service, you know. And yeah, and then when I hit 3 years, I was too comfortable already,
Yeah,
you know. And when you're too comfortable, you're not gonna grow. And I like to
absolutely.
grow. And I was like, you know what? Now is the time, you know. And now I have to make moves, you know. Now I have to start looking for places. Now I have to learn how to be a business owner. Now I need to learn how to be a, a businessman. You know, you need to prepare
Yeah,
yourself for that stage of life that you want to be in. You cannot just
right,
wake up and be like, all right, today I'm going to be a business owner. But if you don't have the tools and you don't know, it's not going to work. You
right,
know, you might get the opportunity, but you're going to waste it because you're not ready for it, you know? It's
right.
like if the Knicks call you and tell you, oh, let's play tomorrow for the second game. You're not ready in shape, you know? So when you go there, you're going to look funny, right?
Yeah.
So I tell
We don't like
people,
getting embarrassed either.
yes. So
We
I
like
tell
looking
people,
somewhat prepared.
solid and prepare. Yeah, I tell people you got to prepare yourself for the opportunities you want in life, you know.
Yeah,
So I was just starting to reading books and starting to like hanging out with people that have business, you know,
right.
with
A lot
people
of it's
at that
who you surround
level.
yourself with. You
Yeah,
surround yourself
yeah.
with people that just have no ambition, and it's just like easy to settle. Like,
Hmm.
I saw something the other day is like, if you're the richest, if you're the most successful person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And I
Hmm.
was like, that's nice there.
So
Um,
true. So
Yeah.
true. So yeah, I just got too comfortable. I was like, I need more, you know. I need more challenge. I need to do
Right. We
something,
always
you know.
gotta progress. That's why I wanted to do this
Yeah.
podcast. I was just like, I always loved doing something different. And there's nothing more different than barbering for sure. But I just something was calling me back in like November. I was like, man, I think I want to do a podcast. And
Mhm.
initially I tried to get Tony to be my co-host. And he's in the beginnings of his shop, his suite as well.
Mhm.
So like it's kind of like, I completely understand this is a commitment. And I think
Mhm.
it's best that it worked out that way because I needed to run the show myself. I needed that responsibility. Like, and I kind of put it on the back burner for a little bit, but it just kept eating at me. And I'm
Yep.
like, this is something like special that I could do, that I could bring on barbers and then give them a platform. And it's always fun to like just self-reflect and to tell our stories because they're crazy ones usually. I mean, it's stories like no other how we got here sometimes. So
Mhm.
um yeah, taking that leap is a crazy thing. So
Oh
you
yeah,
always
it is.
have you ever considered maybe doing just a suite maybe in the beginning to kind of run your own thing, or you always
It can,
thought the shop it
it,
had to be the shop?
yeah,
Right.
it came to my mind a couple of times, but I was like, nah. I just want to have my own, you know, spot place, you know, that people come in and just for my barbershop, you know.
Right.
But it came to my mind a couple of times. But I was like, nah, it's not gonna work
The more I
for
think
me. For
about
me,
it,
it's not gonna work. Yeah.
absolutely. The more I think about it, if I have a suite, like I like the structure of being an employee because it holds me accountable. If I'm in
Mhm.
a suite by myself, there's no one holding me accountable but me. And
Mhm.
like I saw this video the other day, and it's a barber I follow. I enjoy his content. It's great stuff. But so he put out one of those clips. He put out one of those like, here's my day. 8 a.m. I'm in the gym. I did 2 curls. Boom, done.
Too close.
11 o'clock. I'm like, 11 o'clock. I'm like, okay. So 11 o'clock, he's getting in the shop and he's like turning on his lights and setting shit up. I'm like, okay, this guy he's not even cutting hair yet. It's 11 o'clock. So I'm
It's
like, okay,
half the day
at,
already.
yeah. I'm like, at best, okay, 11:30 is his client's coming in, right? And so, he does a little time lapse, few haircuts. He's like,
Mhm.
it's 3:30. He's cleaning up. 3:30. He's turning the lights. I'm like, how much is this guy charging for a haircut? $200? Like, how's this guy making
Has to,
any kind
yeah.
of living? And dude, I tried my hardest to find this video, and he must have took it
Mhm.
down because I was going to play it on here. And no disrespect to him. Some days maybe it wasn't a busy day for him, and maybe he was
Yeah.
just chilling. But I'm thinking in my head, fuck, I would probably do the same thing if I had my suite. It's just one of those days, piss on it. Especially like
Yeah.
I want to, if I would do a suite, I would stay in the same area I'm in and I would charge the same price that we're charging at the shop. And so I'm thinking, I
Mhm.
mean, I do 7 heads a day. Like I'm in good shape. So I would hang it up. Like I would be totally content, maybe some days
Mhm.
doing 5, 6 heads. And so I just always was like, I would be nervous with that accountability aspect because I know me.
Yeah.
I want to work smarter instead of harder. The more and more
Yeah.
I, age, and
Mhm.
but the shop aspect that's gonna hold you accountable because you have to be a role model. You have,
You have to. You have
yeah,
you have an
you have to be a
option. You know,
leader.
if you want to have a good business, you need to be a role model. A lot
You
of
have to be in the
a lot of
trenches,
people, yeah, a lot of people are not. You know, a lot of people have business, but they don't have that business mentality. You know,
right? Like
and
I
yeah.
understand like the owner that like, I can do what I want now. I'm the owner as long as they put in that time. If they're
Mhm.
like 15, 20 years in, I get it, dude. Get the fuck out of here. You put in your
Mhm.
time. You can leave wherever you want. Like I'm not going to even think twice about it. But
Yeah.
like, you're 5 to 10 in and you just open that shop and then you're like kind of dogging it and not doing you're lazy. how can you expect your barbers to not be lazy? Like, they're looking up to you. They're thinking it's cool to fucking show up late or leave early or, just screw around. So, like, yeah, you got to be
Remember,
that leader. It's that accountability for sure, being a shop owner.
remember the quality of the leader. That's how it's gonna be the team. If you have a strong
Absolutely.
leader, you're gonna have a strong team. If you have a weak leader, you're gonna have a weak team. So you
Absolutely. It's
always
come
have
to a
to,
great, yeah,
yeah, you always have to show up as a
right.
leader. If you want to be there early, you have to be there early. If you want the shop to be clean, you have to be clean. If
Absolutely.
you want to be professional, the shop to be professional, you have to be professional, because they're gonna learn and
Absolutely.
they're gonna obey your instructions when you tell them. Like, oh, I want you guys here at 9 in the morning, but I'm always there at 8 in the morning. They're gonna listen to you and they're gonna be there on time. But
Absolutely. You
if
got to set the
you,
tone.
yeah, because when you're a boss, a leader, you need to show example, like you said, and your employees are like your kids. You need to take care of them and you need to
Right.
guide them. Even if they're older than you or the same age, but you're their boss. You tell them how
Absolutely.
you want things to be done. You want to tell them how to run things in the shop. Communicate all the time, every month, every week. Have a routine. Everything's going to look more organized and order in the shop. And
Right.
clients, when they come in, they see that.
You kind of want them to have their own style for sure, but
Mm-hmm.
you want systems in place so that every client coming in can expect the same quality from anyone in the
Yeah,
shop, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's good to have that continuity for sure. So when you opened this shop, like, what was like the most important thing when you were looking at the locations? So
Well, let me
like,
tell you how I
yeah,
got to open the shop.
go ahead.
All right. So last year, when was that? I think in latest November, I had a trip that it was three location. It was Miami, then Puerto Rico, and then New York.
Okay.
So I went to Miami, went to see my friend that used to play for the Dolphins. So I spent the weekend there, and then after that, I went to Puerto Rico, see friends and all that, and then I flew to New York to go see my sister, my brother-in-law, and my nephew. When I got to New York, it was December 1st, like 9 p.m., 10 p.m., I think. But in Arizona, it was like 7, I think, or 8 p.m. I don't know. My personal trainer, he texts me. He's like, "Hey, would you like to cut hair in Chandler?" But he know the answer. I was like, I text him, "You know the answer, but what is it?" He's like, "Oh, this guy's looking for barbers." And he opened his shop, blah, blah, so like a month ago and all that. I was like, "Yeah, just send me his info, You never know. I
Right.
like to meet people. You never know what
You
happens
say
in
you
life."
know the answer is no.
Yeah, the answer
Just
is no, because I'm,
right.
I'm, I'm
Just like
too,
working in another shop.
especially Chandler. I'm doing great in Scottsdale. I
Exactly.
already have
Yeah.
my clientele
Why mess
booked
up
for
a
the
good
whole
thing?
month. Yeah, and start
Why mess up
over.
a good
It's
thing to
different.
leave to work in another shop? Right.
Yeah, and the distance is long too. It's like 15 miles.
Right.
So he gave me the number, and I was like, all right, I will be in contact with him when I get back from my trip.
Yeah.
So I got back to Arizona, and man, I forgot about it. I was so busy. It's December. Everybody
Right.
wants to cut and all that stuff.
Yeah. You got to play
December,
catch up a little bit.
yeah. Christmas is here, and my trainer
Oh
asked me, "Hey,
yeah.
do you talk to the guy?" I was like, "Oh, I forgot about it." So I
Yeah.
text him, and I met up with this gentleman, his shop in Chandler. It was like after work, because I'm working. I go after work, and he's like, "Okay, that's fine." So I went and we met up. He showed me the shop, all new, brand new. Everything is new. And we were talking, and we went to his office because he owns the whole plaza. So it's a big plaza.
Oh.
It's by Arizona Avenue and Ray Avenue. That's like in the middle of everything. It's like 1 mile from Chandler downtown.
Yeah.
Great location. Great location. Big windows. Everything is new. Everything is new. Everything.
I love that area. I
And
like that area.
oh, it's growing so much right now. It's
Yeah.
gonna be it's gonna be great for the next 5, 10 years.
Hell yeah.
And so we went to his office. Something quick. We were talking about life and all that. Pam pam pam. And I tell him, "Hey, beautiful place and everything, but I'm not moving here to be a barber, because for the last year, I've been trying to see places to open my own shop. And he's like, yeah, I understand and all that. And we were talking like for an hour, and then after that, he gave me the option. He's like, hey, would you like to partner with me and go 50-50 with the shop?
Okay.
And I told him, well, with one condition, it has to be my way, and I'm in. If I can do everything the way I want it, the way I want the shop to be with the name and the service that I want to provide and all that. And
Absolutely.
I told him everything how I want it, how I was
So
gonna
he
work
was
with the.
just the plaza owner. He's not a barber or anything like that.
He's not a barber. He just opened it because he had a big plaza and he had 2 restaurants, and he's like, let me just open a barber shop. But he doesn't. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, it's like me opening a restaurant. I don't know anything about a restaurant.
Right. Yeah.
So he's doing the same thing with me. So I take care of everything in the shop, and he takes care of anything that I need with paper, license, and stuff like that.
Exactly. He handles the logistics type
Yeah,
things,
and I
and you
do
split
everything
the
else.
expenses and everything, right?
Yeah, 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 just like that.
Hell yeah, dude. That's beautiful how that worked out. So
Yeah,
you got a barber in there. You got one barber
yeah.
in there
I
so
have a
far,
barber
right?
with me. His name is Chris. He used to work with me in Scottsdale before.
Oh, so
And
that's great that you kind of had that connection. So we're
yeah,
looking at the Prestige Room Barbershop.
yeah, right in there.
Little website. It's a nice little website there you guys
Thank
got.
you.
There's
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
there's the
yeah.
location right there. Yeah, man, you're right next to downtown Chandler, it looks like.
Right in there. Yeah, and Chandler High School too.
Oh, yeah. Get
Yeah, they're
those
building
kids.
a lot of
They'll
houses.
grow up. They suck now, I'm sure, but they'll grow up one day, and that's what you
Oh,
want. These kids are
yeah,
going to grow up, and you just starting your shop, and
little
that's
by
that.
little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll spread the word like wildfire.
Oh
They're
my God.
fucking doing TikTok dances over there, recruiting for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah,
So,
that's how it started,
yeah,
And I made some changes inside the shop. We changed the chairs. We add TVs. We add the hot towels machine and cold towels.
exactly.
We put music system too for the movies and TVs and games and all that.
I like that Prestige Deluxe right there.
Yeah.
$70. That's the one. So what all do they get with that? It's a little more pampering and details, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, little things. You know how it is.
You get a
It's all
mask, a little skin treatments.
yeah. It's like a spa.
Our executive service, they get some facial,
Yeah.
and they get a drink. They get actually 2 free drinks. Every time I like turn around, they get more drinks. It's hard though because they gotta use the bathroom when they start drinking and shit.
Yeah.
It's like adds more time.
They get funny after.
Is this a good time to use the bathroom? Yeah, I guess.
I get to take all the cape out.
Yeah, you got. All right, yeah, take
Great.
tape off. So hell yeah, dude, that's a great location. You got a good
Thank you.
start there with the shop. So
Mhm.
what are you asking? I guess if you were to make the perfect prototype barber, what are some things you're looking for? What are some things you're prioritizing looking for your staff?
People with character, man.
Good character.
You need to be responsible, you need to follow instructions. Simple
Yeah. You
stuff.
need to be teachable, right?
Simple. Just be on time and show up. Just do a good job.
That's the hardest thing, right? Just show up on time.
Just show up. Just be there and work. I just give you a schedule. Just be there. When you're there, do your best. When you're out, do whatever you want with your life. But when you're in the shop, just work.
Right.
We're
Be
new.
reliable in here.
Yeah, we're a new shop, so we're gonna take anybody that comes in.
So say you get a walk-in, are you trying to be like, you take them, you build your thing, or are you trying to just whoever, you kind of got rotation or whatever?
Yeah, I tell right now I have just one. So I look
Yeah.
at the schedule. they're available at that time, I just give it to them,
No doubt.
so they can take care of it. Yeah, because I'm in control. I cannot rely on him. And be like, hey, would you like to? No, you have to take care of that client.
Right.
There's no option here. You
You
gotta
got
make
that like
money.
reflective glass or that tint or anything?
Yeah.
That's what like House of Blends, when my first shop, they got that,
Yeah.
and they were like that with me. They wanted to build me up, and we could see someone come getting out of their car, and we're like, Matt, you got this one, right? And I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
As a leader, you need to help your barbers too.
Absolutely. That should be your priority, just to make them comfortable and make
Yes.
them feel like they have a good future there and they can earn. And
Because as a leader, you have a vision, but they don't have it. So you need to like explain it to them and
yeah,
their actions right now, how is gonna be the results later. Like
absolutely.
I tell him, just take that client. You don't know if he's gonna keep coming or not, or he's gonna bring you people or not. That's
Right.
how you grind and hustle. At first it's gonna be uncomfortable, but then when you have your clientele, you're gonna be so thankful.
Right. You gotta have them stay the course and just not get discouraged too, because like that first month in the shop, like of course it's not, it's not there yet. It's never gonna be there in 1 month. You
No,
gotta put in the time and just be positive and you know, just keep grinding and keep building. And that's all you can really do, and just stay that course.
it's a process. You just gotta be consistent and show up and do a great job all the time. All the
Just
time.
like just like the Philadelphia 76ers, that was their mantra, trust the process. And
Mm,
look at them. What were they? The 2 seed?
the
Or they
third
ended
one.
they're the 3rd seed. Like, yeah, they've been in the mix for the last 5 years now. Like, I guess that was like 5 years ago, trust the process.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
long
5 years
time ago.
time. Good things takes time.
Show up and be ready to work,
Be responsible.
be ready to
Community.
build. It's funny.
Yeah.
I just had a memory. At House of Blends, my first shop. I remember they'd be like, Matt, you got this guy coming. And the guy would walk up to the door and he was like, yeah, I'm going to the post office. Like he was going somewhere else the whole time, but he would walk. They would always seem to just like walk towards our door and then go to where they that was always annoying. And be like, I'm standing up. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the biggest hurdles being a barbershop owner so far, especially early?
Early, so
It
it's like
seems like you got all the finance, like you got the shop, you got all the things you need, you got the
mm,
partner, you got your first barber, you're on your way. What are some other hurdles that you're kind of dealing with?
find a good barber.
Just building the team.
That's the hardest part. Yeah, find barbers. Yeah, that wants to work and they want to follow instructions. Because I have a dress code in
Oh,
my
really? What's the dress
yeah,
code?
and just you always have to wear black pants, like dress pants, and nice black shoes. Comfortable black shoes.
Man, I'd have a problem.
And on top, just wear anything black. Like a polo shirt, dress shirt, whatever you want, but look uh professional. Because the name is gonna go with the dress code.
Right. It's got that prestige. Everyone in there is dapper. It's got that prestige.
Clean. So
Absolutely.
I think that's the hardest thing right now. Find good barbers.
Yeah, obviously, if they're not phenomenal already, you want to be able to at least mold them from
Yeah,
early in their career.
and you help them. I have no problem with that. But yeah, that's the hardest part right now. Finding good barbers.
Where are you
People that
going? You going to Blanca's a lot, Manny's?
I went this week for the first time to Blanca's and then to Manny's, and then next week I'm gonna start going to other barber schools.
Did you get to talk to the guys?
Some of them, yeah, and I gave them a flyer and all that. But I gotta keep going. This is like recruiting a college basketball team.
Oh yeah.
Gotta keep going every month, talk to them, build that relationship.
Oh yeah. You have any good leads so far? You seem like you might be
I
grabbing a
got
couple people.
gotta keep going again and see
Yeah.
more. Yeah,
Don't be like that one dude. You remember that dude that came in? He's like, "You need me more than I need you." I'll never forget that. It's like, yo, you just lost all of us in here.
Yeah. Game over. Yeah. Or they just go in, they give the car, and they leave. That's it.
Yeah, drop off whatever, and then there. And I remember Blanca too. She'd be like, "I'm not gonna promote it for you. You got promoted."
Yeah, that's what she told me too. Like, you got to
Yeah.
come and talk to them and all that stuff.
I mean, it's cool that they throw it up on Instagram. I see they do that a lot. They kind of let their following know that so and so is hiring, and it's cool that they do that.
Yeah.
What about like the marketing, just of building the clientele? Is a lot of the new clients just coming from just being in the plaza and the restaurants?
They see the shop from the streets because those streets are very busy, so people see it.
A lot of walking traffic too?
Oh my God, it's
Hell
it's
yeah.
unbelievable. Like we get like at least like 6-7 walk-ins every day.
Oh, that's great, man. Dude,
Unbelievable. And we have a tax right next door, so people come in and they see the advertisement. I have like a big balloon on the top of the shop.
Oh, really?
All over the place saying that we're open. We take walk-ins and appointments to everything. I give cards to everybody that I see.
Hell yeah, dude. It
Social
seems
media
like
is
you're
good.
doing all the right things.
Social media is good, but you never go wrong with the old-fashioned way. Like, hey,
Word of mouth, just
open.
grabbing up those people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Weeks
dude.
before I start opening the shop, I went to the dealerships around, to the police department, firefighter departments, hospitals, and I was giving cards and all that.
Always great getting those type of members of the community and like business owners.
They will take care of you too.
Absolutely. You take care of them, they'll spread the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It seems like you're on your way, man.
Oh yeah, we're doing great.
You're getting 6-7 walk-ins a day. It'll be just a matter of time.
And that's all for almost all of them are from my barber because I already have my clientele from Scottsdale driving all the way here.
I forgot to ask that earlier. I was gonna say, like, did you,
Like
was
80%.
it hard kind of maybe losing, at least some of them had to shave off a little bit.
Because of their jobs, and time, and
Right.
traffic. But it's like I told them, all of them, when I was there, like, hey, I'm gonna move to Chandler. I'm not saying that you should move with me. I just told them, I'm just letting you know.
And I hope you would come, obviously.
If you want to come, that's fine. If you don't want to come, I understand. I have no heart.
Absolutely.
I never told them, oh, come with me. I'm gonna open the shop.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm
It's
gonna be
nothing
moving.
personal.
I was just letting them know with time I'm gonna be moving at this time. So if you guys want to come, that's good. If not, thank you for everything. I understand. I have no hard feelings.
Hell yeah, man.
You gotta understand. People have their schedule. And their reasons. You can take anything personal.
Nah.
I'm not gonna waste time and energy for that. I told my partner I'm gonna move here even if 0 my clients come with me. Because I don't mind. I want to start over.
So when you started into barbering, especially when you were learning, going back to your confidence and everything, did you ever feel like an anxiety of any sort? Like what kind of anxiety did you feel?
Like if I was doing the right thing. If I was
Right
doing
thing, how? Like technique or just like consultation, what they wanted, or
like haircuts, like am I doing a good job? Are they looking good?
yeah, is this looking good? Yeah, it's natural anxiety.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Sometimes you get a little bit of doubt in your mind, but it's stupid
Of
stuff
course.
like social media for all their barbers. Like I cannot compete with that guy because he's been cutting for 15, 20 years.
Right. Yeah. Once you start comparing yourself, then you just get in your head more and more. It's not worth it.
That's not good. But you always get those type of anxiety in your mind. You just got to learn how to control and move forward.
Hell yeah, man. So
That's
you're not a robot. You had anxiety.
Yeah, of course. But I just handle it. I'm not gonna be crying about it and all that. Just got to work on it, and make it happen.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, Keith, I appreciate you coming on here, man. We're about an hour 23 in. You did great. I really appreciate you making the time coming on here on a Sunday night. Are you open tomorrow or are you closed tomorrow? Sunday, Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep Sunday, Monday off. Maybe in the future when I get all the chairs full, I might open Mondays and
6 days
and rotate barbers. Yeah.
That's a good. That's another cool thing for your staff to kind of get them on whatever schedules they works better for them.
I want them to be comfortable with their hours and make money. Yep. I'm doing 70 and they're doing 30. I'm doing 30 and 70.
Yeah, that was the other thing. 70-30. I mean, dude, that's unheard of.
Yeah, because all these owners, they just want to kill these guys, take almost no.
Take half or even more.
And the problem that they have is these barbers, they don't last in their barbershop.
No.
You don't see consistency.
Eventually they get sick of getting everything cut in half.
Because they work too much and then they don't gain a good amount of money, Yeah. They're going to be happy. And I'm going to make money anyways,
Hell yeah.
Greedy, that's when you start making mistakes,
It's always ask, what do you want to promote at the end of this? And it's pretty obvious what you want to promote. The Prestige, the Prestige Room Barbershop. We saw the Instagram a little bit. It's at the Prestige Room Barbershop, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you can
go see my guy Keith and his barber in there. They're going to clean you up. And then other barbers want it in the area, or, you want to make that drive for that 70%. I would say that's very worth it. 70%.
Man, and man, I'm going to take care of you guys. Barbers that come in, I will take care of you guys. And I want you guys to make money, and be comfortable and have time for you and for your family and all that. I don't want you to be there as a slave, That our mentality and vision in the shop is customer service first. I mean, we're going to greet them. How you doing, sir? How can I help you, Stuff like that. Good music, not bad music. Good environment for kids, for wife, for adults, We're not going to be...
A lot of that started in our school. A lot of that started from Manny and Blanca.
The same thing we learned from Blanca and Manny. The same concept, the same principles. And they work. That's why I'm doing it.
That's what made them so great and special. Just that consistent, those standards and those principles they kind of instilled in us. So you're going to do it. This thing's going to be nice and big. And I'm so happy for you, man. You're crushing it. I love what you're doing, man. Keep it up. Keep striving. Keep going.
Yeah.
All right, my man. Let's close this thing out and tell some people to watch this shit.
Well, I will.
We'll be coming out. All right, Keith. Salute, my man. Have a good night.
Talk to you later.
Take care, man.
You too.
Barber Podcast. New episodes come out weekly on Sunday. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to be notified when new content is posted. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.